Will the real Slim Shady please stand up?
Eminem, Marshall Mathers, or Slim Shady. No matter which name you use for this rap icon, it all represents success. Against all the scrutiny and harsh criticism, Eminem rose to the top of his game and became the best-selling artist of the 2000s and one of the highest-selling artists in the world. What is up, everybody? I'm Dylan, and we're here to sift through all the Slim Shady history and give you the full facts about Eminem's music and life, both of which were a huge inspiration to his fans. So get ready, because MicDrop is counting down the 107 music facts about Eminem. Let's get started. Fact number 1. Marshall Mathers III, otherwise known as Eminem, was born in St. Joseph, Missouri on October 17, 1972. Number 2. His mom, just shy of 18, gave birth to him after a grueling 73 hours of labor. Number 3. Eminem's stage name may sound like he stole it from a candy company, but he actually got the nickname when he was 14. He and his friends began rapping and adopted the names Mannix and Eminem, which is a reference to his initials for Marshall Mathers. Over time, he did change the spelling to Eminem as we know it today. Number 4. His father was absent from his life, but his mother, Debbie Mathers Briggs, was there to raise him and his half-brother Nathan, who M was very protective of. Number 5. Eminem's father left the family when M was just 6 months old. As a kid, Eminem would create drawings and give them to his grandmother to pass along to his father. Number 6. When Eminem was 11, the family relocated to Detroit, to a neighborhood where a majority of residents were African American. As a result, kids picked on him for being different. Number 7. Eminem was bullied a lot as a kid. One bully hit him so hard with a snowball, it gave young Marshall a severe head injury. Number 8. According to his mother, by the time he reached 9th grade, Marshall had attended close to 20 schools. Number 9. When Marshall Mathers was 9 years old, he was beat up by a bully and developed a cerebral hemorrhage from it. He slipped in and out of consciousness for nearly a week. The man behind the beating was D'Angelo Bailey, an older kid. Years later, Marshall wrote about the incident in the song Brain Damage from his debut album. Number 10. D'Angelo Bailey attempted to sue Eminem for $1 million, saying that the song Brain Damage had hurt his reputation. In the end, an appeals court dismissed the case. Number 11. Despite the constant teasing, Eminem was able to find a loyal group of friends who saw his talent for rhyming. In the end, his crew gave him the courage to drop out of school after failing 9th grade 3 times so that he could freely pursue his craft. Today, Eminem says that it wasn't the best route to take and encourages students to stay in school. Number 12. Marshall and his friend, Mike Ruby, who he rapped with at talent shows, got jobs at a restaurant called Gilbert's Lodge. In their time off, they spat rhymes and wrote songs in Mike's basement. Number 13. To gain some street cred, Eminem started going to rap battles. He began by sneaking into school cafeterias during lunchtime to get into the lunch battles. Number 14. On weekends, he would go to rap battles at the hip-hop shop in Detroit, where he was first deemed unworthy and got no respect. But once the veteran rappers heard him on the mic, they changed their tune. Number 15. On Christmas Day, December 25th, 1995, Eminem's girlfriend Kim Scott gave birth to their daughter, Hailie Jade Scott. Already struggling with poverty, the young father had to devote more time to parenting and less time to rapping in order to keep the family afloat. Number 16. A local Detroit producer named Marky Bass heard Marshall freestyle on the radio and decided to team up with him to produce their first studio album as Eminem, entitled Infinite. The album had songs about making it through tough times, love, and unity. Definitely not the dark persona we saw later in his career. Number 17. Today, his most hardcore fans actively seek out that first album, which became available for digital download in 2009. But when it debuted, the record sold only about 70 copies and received a lot of flack from critics for sounding very similar in style to rapper Nas, who was popular at the time. Number 18. After Infinite was released, M began to develop a darker, more sinister alter ego. One that would allow him to dig into his troubled psyche and fuel the aggressive, machine gun style of word flow that he is famous for. He named that now infamous alter ego Slim Shady. Number 19. Slim Shady was everything Marshall could not be in reality. A violent drug dealer who left no one standing. Rhyming hate against celebrities, his mom, and even the mother of his child. Number 20. Eminem actually came up with the idea for Slim Shady while he was on the toilet. What a way to multitask. Number 21. The Slim Shady EP received a much different response from the public than Infinite. In his autobiography, Eminem writes, "That shit got some buzz in the underground, and online sites couldn't keep it in stock. I started getting calls about shows." Number 22. Eminem's perseverance and determination paid off when he came in second at the 1987 Rap Olympics MC Battle in Los Angeles. Interscope co-founder Jimmy Iovine hunted down Eminem and then passed his EP onto the legendary record producer Dr. Dre. Number 23. Crazy to think that M almost missed that event. The night before his Rap Olympics performance, he was evicted and then had to break into his own place to sleep on the floor. He left for LA in the morning. Number 24. And thank goodness he did, because Dr. Dre was so impressed with the EP that he immediately signed Eminem to his label, Aftermath. And then the doctor went to work with the rapper to lengthen his EP into the Slim Shady LP, adding tracks to make it a full album. Number 25. The Slim Shady LP dropped in 1999 and ended up selling 3 million copies. It debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 chart and remained on the charts for 84 weeks. Number 26. Similar to the original EP, the Slim Shady LP delved into the rapper's most disturbing nightmares and fantasies. Rolling Stone described M as a homicidal comedian. Number 27. The LP won him 2 Grammy Awards, Best Rap Album and Best Rap Solo Performance for the song My Name Is. Number 28. Unfortunately, M's huge breakthrough did not come without moral critique. Many people were disturbed by the darker songs on the LP, like 97 Bonnie and Clyde, which paints a picture of the rapper calmly serenading his daughter while in the process of disposing of her mother's dead body. He received harsh criticism for this and other dark songs on the album, and even deemed his lyrics homophobic. Number 29. Despite the criticism, Eminem still went on a massive tour, including a stint with the rock-heavy Vans Warped Tour in order to gain more crossover fans. Number 30. At the end of the tour, Eminem slipped off the stage during a show and fell 10 feet, breaking some ribs in the process. M says that the incident helped him remember that he needed to slow down and not be such a workaholic. Number 31. Once he finished the tour and recovered from his injury, Eminem stepped back into the studio to work on his 3rd full-length album. He completed it in 2 months, sometimes putting in 20-hour days. So much for not being a workaholic. Number 32. The second album, the Marshall Mathers LP, was a massive hit upon its release in summer 2000. It sold 1.7 million copies in its first week, rocketing to the top of the Billboard 200 chart. Number 33. The Marshall Mathers LP was originally titled Amsterdam, because that's where Eminem wrote most of the album. M said, "I kind of felt like it had a connection, a similarity with my music. Kind of like anything goes." Number 34. With the release of the Marshall Mathers LP, Eminem set a new record for the highest first week sales by a solo artist, replacing pop superstar Britney Spears. Number 35. He also decimated the previous record for a rap album, an honor that was formerly held by Snoop Dogg with his debut album, Doggy Style, which sold 800,000 copies in the first week. The Marshall Mathers LP sold over twice that. Number 36. By the end of the year, it held the honor for the second most purchased album, with nearly 8 million copies sold. The first was NSYNC's No Strings Attached, at almost 10 million copies. Number 37. Dr. Dre said as soon as he heard his kids singing the hook to the song, The Real Slim Shady, he knew it would be a hit. I'm Slim Shady, yes I'm the Real Shady, all you other Slim Shadys. Number 38. The music video for The Real Slim Shady received massive airplay on MTV and radio stations nationwide. The video won Best Male Video and Video of the Year at the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards. Number 39. But funnily enough, he was beaten in the Best Rap Video category by himself on a duet with mentor Dr. Dre called Forgot About Dre. Number 40. The song Stan from the Marshall Mathers LP unexpectedly featured a soft, pretty chorus, coming from a piece of the song Thank You by English singer Dido. Not surprisingly, her career experienced a surge in popularity after the song was released. Number 41. At the 2001 Grammys, Eminem and Elton John teamed up for a performance of Stan. Elton John was actually a huge fan of Eminem, and because he was an openly gay performer, their duet quieted much of the criticism surrounding Eminem's alleged homophobic lyrics. Number 42. Eminem never forgot his roots, and in 2001, he fulfilled his promise to his crew, D12, to sign them. Under the newly formed label, Shady Records, the group released the album Devil's Night, which sold over 2 million copies and made a #1 debut. Number 43. Eminem's third studio album was The Eminem Show. It was originally set to release during mid-summer of 2002, but it was leaked to the internet almost a whole month before its release date. Eminem and Interscope were forced to release the album early. Number 44. Luckily, the pirating didn't matter much in the end, as the Eminem Show debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200. It sold 1 million copies in its first week, making Eminem the first rapper with 2 Diamond certified albums. Number 45. The Eminem Show was critically acclaimed, with many praising the interplay throughout the album of Eminem's 3 personas, Slim Shady, Eminem, and Marshall Mathers. Had Eminem mellowed out his lyrics? The answer is yes. Eminem himself admitted that he toned down the shock value on the album to prove that he could sell records without it. Number 46, the first single, Without Me, took a jab at the media and paparazzi with lyrics like, "Everybody just follow me cause we need a little controversy cause it feels so empty without me." But despite his turbulent relationship with the tabloids, the track settled in the number 2 spot on the Billboard Hot 100, and in 2003, the song earned Eminem 2 Grammy nominations, one for Record of the Year and one for Best Male Rap Solo Performance. Number 47. The second single from the Eminem Show, Cleaning Out My Closet, also topped the Billboard charts, securing a spot at number 4. Oh yeah, it is time for another lightning round. Eminem has only ever done one film as the main lead, and you probably guessed right, 8 Mile. In 2002, Eminem, aka B-Rabbit, showed off his acting chops in this feature film about his beginnings. Now we're here to give you the behind-the-scenes scoop on 8 Mile movie facts. Number 48. 8 Mile stars some pretty big celebs like Kim Basinger, Brittany Murphy, and Mekhi Phifer. Mekhi Phifer almost didn't come because he had to fly to Detroit a couple days after the 9/11 tragedy. Luckily for us, he changed his mind. Number 49. The movie is based on M's early days as a young MC in Detroit, throwing it down in rap battles. Number 50. To prepare for 8 Mile, Eminem worked intensely in rehearsals with the film's director for 6 weeks before shooting. He lost 24 pounds for the movie. Number 51. Other directors originally were approached to direct, including Danny Boyle, Alan Parker, Stephen Daldry, and even Quentin Tarantino. Tarantino had to decline because he was in the midst of production for the Kill Bill films. Number 52. The director of 8 Mile, Curtis Hanson, didn't come up with the film's name until shooting was wrapped. During production, it was simply known as UDP, Untitled Detroit Project. 8 Mile is a reference to a street in Eminem's hometown that featured adult bookstores, topless bars, and other similar establishments. Number 53. Eminem's dedication to 8 Mile was literally around the clock. He told 60 Minutes that he was waking up at 6 a.m. and not going to bed until 5 a.m. the following morning throughout production. Even the rap battle scenes were so intense that some of the extras threw up or passed out during shooting. Number 54. The sheet of paper that his character Jimmy writes on while on the bus is the real sheet of paper that Eminem actually wrote Lose Yourself on, since he only had time during breaks to write music for the soundtrack. That sheet of paper sold for $10,000 in an eBay auction. Number 55. The movie budget was $41 million, and it made a whopping $51 million in its first weekend. Number 56. Eminem was praised by critics and fans alike for his strong performance in 8 Mile, as well as the iconic song Lose Yourself from the soundtrack. Lose Yourself became M's first single to hit number 1 on the Hot 100. Number 57. Universal and Interscope Records initially pushed for Cleaning Out My Closet to be the main theme song for 8 Mile, but luckily Eminem decided that he wanted Lose Yourself to be the film's theme song instead. Number 58. Good decision, M, because Lose Yourself then received an Academy Award for Best Original Song in 2003. Unfortunately, Eminem was not at the event to accept the award in person. He didn't attend the awards because he never expected to win, and also because he never felt quite comfortable in the whole Hollywood glamour scene. He stated that being side to side with movie stars was never his thing, and he didn't really belong in Hollywood. Number 59. Lose Yourself also won 2 Grammy Awards that year, Best Male Rap Solo Performance and Best Rap Song. It was also nominated for Record of the Year and Song of the Year, which was the first time a rap song had ever been nominated for Song of the Year. Boom! That is it for the lightning round. Did we forget anything? Let us know in the comments below. As for us, time to follow Eminem's lead and go back to the music. Number 60. Eminem's next album, Encore, was released in 2004 after the hype from The Eminem Show and 8 Mile died down. He experienced comparable success to his past albums, selling 2.8 million copies in the first 2 weeks. Being that this is the last album his alter ego Slim Shady makes an appearance on, the album is more tame compared to previous records with Slim. Number 61. This new album stirred up plenty of controversy with the lead single, Just Lose It, which repeatedly pokes fun at Michael Jackson in the music video. MJ publicly complained about his portrayal in the video, and comedian Steve Harvey said that he was revoking Eminem's ghetto pass. Number 62. But Eminem, who is no stranger to controversy, turned it into another #1 debut on the Billboard 200. Encore also became the first album to sell 10,000 digital copies in 1 week. Number 63. Eminem got caught up in another scandal when it was announced that he was under investigation by the Secret Service. The reason? One of his new songs had the lyrics, "I don't rap for dead presidents, I'd rather see the president dead." Number 64. That song, "We As Americans," was eventually released in edited form on the deluxe edition of Encore. Number 65. In 2005, Eminem sparked rumors that he was planning on retiring when he released a greatest hits album entitled Curtain Call, The Hits. But the truth behind the title came out when the rapper checked himself into rehab for drug abuse. Elton John was the supportive friend who he credits with helping him recover. Number 66. 4 years later, 2009, Eminem returned to the music scene with 2 albums. Relapse was released in May and the sequel following in June. The original sequel album was titled Relapse 2, but was scrapped for a completely different record titled Recovery. Eminem told Rolling Stone that the reason he decided to change it was because he felt the idea for the original album made less and less sense to him, and he wanted to come up with something completely new. Number 67. The rapper showed he can overcome any obstacle with his lead-off single, Not Afraid, debuting at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Number 68. Another single from Recovery was Love the Way You Lie, a track that featured a hook from pop queen Rihanna. The track enjoyed a long reign in the #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 and lasted for 7 weeks straight. Number 69. Eventually, Recovery became 2010's best-selling album, with nearly 3.5 million copies sold. Number 70. Eminem became the first artist to lead the year-end charts multiple times, having previously led them with year-end sales for The Eminem Show. Number 71. Eminem's most recent studio album, the Marshall Mathers LP 2, was released in November 2013. It was his 7th album to debut at #1. Number 72. The album's most popular single was The Monster featuring Rihanna. Number 73. The song Rap God by Eminem uses 1,560 words in a song that's over 6 minutes long. This amazing skill won the song the title of Guinness Book of World Records most words in a hit single. In case you were wondering, it averaged 4.28 words per second. Number 74. Eminem also holds the Guinness World Records for most successive #1 albums by a solo artist, most successive #1 album debuts by a solo artist, and the 21st century's top-selling album act. Not bad at all. Number 75. While he's not setting world records, Eminem runs his record label Shady Records out of his studio in Detroit. The studio is decked out with M's personal taste, featuring comic book covers, lucha libre masks, and a popcorn machine. Apparently, if you want to be signed to the label, you have to rap battle Eminem himself. Number 76. The directors of the 2015 movie Southpaw initially asked Eminem to play the main protagonist, a boxer. At first, he agreed to star in the film, but just before he was supposed to begin training, he changed his mind and declined, saying that he was a musician first and an actor second. Number 77. Even though he didn't star in Southpaw, Eminem loved the movie so much, he wrote 2 original songs for it, and even had the soundtrack released under Shady Records. The 2 tracks he penned were Phenomenal and Kings Never Die, which featured contributions from singer Gwen Stefani. Number 78. In 2015, Eminem was in talks to be one of the executive producers for an upcoming TV series based on the 2002 film Narc. M would also serve as the show's music producer and compose original songs for the series. Number 79. M told Spin Magazine that he deliberately avoided learning how to use a computer for fear that he'll become obsessed with social media and how he is perceived in modern society. Number 80. 50 Cent admits in a radio interview that he wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for Eminem. Mathers was also the one who was able to get 50 signed to Interscope Records. Number 81. Eminem's song Survival is featured on the soundtrack for the game Call of Duty Ghosts. Number 82. Eminem would have played the hero in the movie Elysium if it had filmed in his hometown of Detroit, but since it was filmed elsewhere, he declined and Matt Damon took the role. Number 83. Eminem has a very large comic book collection and was even in a comic himself called Eminem/Punisher Kill You, written by Fred Van Lente for Marvel. Number 84. Impressively, Eminem was able to write the hook for the song Just Lose It in only 30 seconds. It also took him only 1 take to record all 3 versions of the song. Number 85. As a baby, his family teased him for having big ears and called him Mickey. Number 86. The only book Eminem has reportedly read in its entirety is I Make My Own Rules by LL Cool J. Number 87. In 2015, Music Match, an online lyrics catalog, reported that Eminem was the artist with the most extensive vocabulary. He had used a variety of 8,818 words throughout his career. Number 88. Eminem sure loves his Diet Coke, but he's really specific about where it comes from. He doesn't drink it from a can, but instead prefers to get it from a fountain dispenser in his studio, which he says has no aspartame. Number 89. M loves video games, specifically classic ones, and is a boss at Donkey Kong. Number 90. When composing lyrics, M prefers to write downward from the corner of the paper instead of writing on the lines. Number 91. He used to spend hours every night reading the dictionary so he could add more words to his rapping vocabulary. Number 92. As a kid, Marshall's first dream was actually to become a comic book writer. That dream in some ways came true. The visuals in the Slim Shady Show series and his Mosh video game are an ode to his childhood fantasy. Number 93. Eminem's music apparently helped revive a girl from a coma in North Cumberland who had been hit by a car. Number 94. M had a short-lived side project, a cartoon called Slim Shady World, and did the voice acting for the main character. It came out on DVD and online. Search for it now. Number 95. Despite his fondness for provoking other celebs, Eminem denied the request of comedian Weird Al Yankovic to parody the song Lose Yourself. M's reasoning was that he didn't want to detract from his image as a serious pop artist. Number 96. Eminem was nearly 20 years old the first time he was arrested. Pretty lucky considering how many run-ins he's previously had with the law. He was nabbed for shooting an officer's car with a paintball gun, which they do in the movie. Remember that scene? Number 97. Florida artist Enrique Ramos created a portrait of the rapper using 1,000 M&Ms. Because, obviously, right? Number 98. Eminem wore a yellow tracksuit the first time he met Dr. Dre. At the time, M was still trying to make ends meet, and the outfit was given to him by his sponsor. Dr. Dre thought he looked like a banana. Number 99. Talk about humble beginnings. Eminem used to do 3 shows per night before his first LP blew up. He even performed at a girl's 14th birthday party on Staten Island. Number 100. Fame before funds. Months after the Slim Shady LP was breaking records, Eminem was still living in a Detroit trailer park. Number 101. Clocking in at almost 7 minutes long, Eminem was afraid no one would like Stan because it was so long. The beat was given to him by the producer and DJ Mark the 45 King, and M had no idea it would be that long. Number 102. Eminem is one of the biggest selling musicians of the past decade, selling more than 42 million albums in the US alone. Number 103. Eminem's first big purchase was a house, but he had to sell it soon after because his fans would always come and jump into his pool and pull into his driveway. Number 104. Eminem has said that hearing the Beastie Boys was what made him decide to pursue rapping. Number 105. One time, a crackhead broke into Eminem and Kim's house, made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and didn't steal anything. That must have been a good sandwich. Number 106. M has adopted his ex-wife's daughter from a previous marriage, and also her niece. That makes 3 girls in the Eminem household. Number 107. We made it. In a 60 Minutes interview in 2010, Eminem told Anderson Cooper that although his songs are highly explicit, Eminem does not allow cursing in his home. Kudos to Daddy Mathers. That is a wrap. Once again, I am Dylan Landon, and you just finished watching MicDrop's 107 music facts about Eminem. Did you guys enjoy these facts? Let us know. Make sure to subscribe because we're bringing you more facts about your favorite musicians every week. Let us know which artists we should find facts about. We got a whole team working in the back here. You name it, we got you. And we'll see you next week. For MicDrop, I'm Dylan, and I'm out. Peace.